Also here tonight, Congressman Matt Gaetz and Congressman Michael Waltz of Florida, who are among the more than 120 other House Republicans. Kevin McCarthy also joined that group today, who were backing this Texas-led bid. So let me start with you, Congressman Gaetz. What's your reaction to this news tonight from the Supreme Court?
Well, the true casualty of the court's decision is an erosion of the power of state legislators to make election law. The principal challenge offered by Texas was that there were changes that were made not by the state legislators, that instead were made by other officials that might not have been vested in that power. So that's deeply disappointing to us. And, the context here is that if the state of Georgia, for example, were polluting a river that was flowing into Florida, the Supreme Court would have original jurisdiction. And our argument is that if Georgia is polluting ballots, if they are polluting our election process with bad procedures, then the court similarly ought to take that up. Now all eyes are on January 6th. I suspect there will be a little bit of debate and discourse in the Congress as we go through the process of certifying electors, and we still think that there is evidence that needs to be considered. Remember, this is not a case of the Trump campaign failing to produce evidence. It's a failure of any court to exercise jurisdiction sufficiently to allow us to produce evidence. Oftentimes these motions to dismiss have been granted on the sufficiency of the pleadings, not on the sufficiency of the evidence, and the People's House may be the last forum available for us to make those arguments.
Yeah, it appears on the face of it, Congressman Waltz, the kind of case that the Supreme Court would want to look at. Yeah. When the legislature in Pennsylvania is designated as the body that will set the rules of an election and really sets a high bar for how to change any of the rules of the election, and then they get big-footed by the state Supreme Court in Pennsylvania, right. It seems as though that would be something that the Supreme Court would see that they would want to weigh in on. Why do you think that they decided not to?
Well, and Justices Alito and Thomas said they would have heard it. But, this is a case, and, so many in the mainstream media, the pundits and others, I guarantee you have not even actually read the brief. It raises clear constitutional issues. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court overriding the Pennsylvania state legislature, the Georgia Secretary of State entering into kind of a deal with the Georgia Democratic Party over the state legislature, real issues on the 14th Amendment, the Equal Protection Clause, Article 1, all of those pieces, but yet because Congressman Gaetz and, a quarter of the Congress, almost half of our attorney generals agree with those constitutional issues, we now have, I've been called a coward, dangerous, disloyal to the Constitution. Martha, I've served in places that don't have court systems in Africa and Afghanistan and others. We're essentially trying to settle this in the courts, as Al Gore did, as others did, and that's the job of what, last I checked, the judiciary is a co-equal branch of government, and we have lawyers trying to resolve this peacefully, but we're not seeing that from the other side.
Yeah, and I know that the Orlando Sentinel pulled their endorsement of you. They said that they didn't realize, they had no way of knowing that you were not committed to democracy. Do you want to respond to them?
Yeah. Well, I think multiple tours in Afghanistan, Africa, and others shows my commitment. I've raised my hand to the Constitution, and now I've tried to further that service, serving in the Republic. Me and so many others that are also signed on to this have lost body parts, lost loved ones, and fought to defend. So you know what, Orlando Sentinel, you can keep your endorsement. I don't need it. And all of the bipartisan things that we've worked on that they endorse, I guess, are tossed out when you disagree with the mainstream media. I'm not dangerous. Congressman Gaetz isn't dangerous. A media that is so in the bag for the other side and has stopped reporting the news is what's dangerous for this country.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. Good to have you both here tonight.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.